Here, let me sync my audio, which is something I have to do
God
by myself.
fucking damn it. Motherfucker. I did not miss this bit. All the world is staged and all of the people do something with role-playing. I don't know, it's been 4 months. Welcome, everyone, to episode 6 of Stars of the City. My name is Mason, I am your GM tonight, and as always, you know my 3 lovely players. Isaac.
Hey, it's me, Isaac.
Awesome.
I play Arthur Geller.
Cody.
Hey, what's up? It's Carrington.
And Greg.
Hello, it is I, Moose. I
Yippee.
punch people.
He does. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been like 4 months, 5 months, probably by the time this episode came out, since we last played Stars of the City. Shit's wild. Just a general explanation. Life happened to kind of all of us at the same time. Especially me, life happened. So, shut the fuck up. We were busy. It happens sometimes.
I'm mentally ill.
You will get the American medical system has completely failed us as a civilization, and you will get no further explanation than that.
We're a failed state.
Please rest assured that we are all okay. But yeah, it was just a struggle to record. I didn't feel like writing or recording, and we were all fucking busy. But we're back. We're back to bring you some sweet nectar-filled content with the 4 boys.
As they say in the motherland, the boys are back in town.
Wow.
Is the motherland the 80s?
It is.
Yeah.
You know it is. We just so again, it has been 4 almost 5 months confirming, so we're probably gonna be asking a lot of questions about rules and shit. Don't complain to us or else I'll come to your
I don't
home.
know. All you do is just roll a die and that's it.
It's
right?
that easy.
It's
Sometimes
just
you
that
roll
easy.
2. Sometimes you roll
Yeah.
2.
This is pretty simple gameplay.
It's really easy.
Yeah, so anyway, check out our merch store.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
You think the fans get mad? I call it a baby game because it's just rolling a die. Come on.
I mean, there's not even
so
like an
easy.
achievement system. I mean, why are we still playing?
Oh,
mean,
it's
just-
so true.
There's no battle pass, so
Dude, this game sucks.
yeah.
Come on, when's the
I mean,
next
Mason,
season?
when's the
there's not
battle
even
pass coming out?
skins, guys.
Next season, bro.
Can I get like a
I'm
Doja
tired of
Cat
Moose
skin
looking
for
like a
Arthur
default
Geller?
character. I want him to look cool already.
It's all Taylor
Give him,
Swift skin.
cat ears and a tutu or some shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
thank
we're having
God
like
we're
we're having like a
fucking
very
Swifties.
serious conversation. It's like cinematic cutscene style,
And it's
and
Goku.
like Carrie is just it's just Vegeta.
I'm doing the greedy though, as Vegeta.
yeah, doing the gritty as Vegeta while
And
having
it's
a very
really
serious
crappy cell
conversation.
shading while the rest of us are on 3D.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. But we're back, and it's episode 6. Rejoice. Regardless, we just did a recap right before this so that everyone actually remembered what the fuck was going on. So very, very brief recap because we do it every episode for the viewers as well. I don't know if you guys remember since it's been 4 months.
Their viewers?
No, no, they all left 4 months ago.
Okay.
But yeah, last time you guys entered the L Corp facility, walked around, there were essentially missing people, just clothes laying on the floor, and you guys turned on the power, and a worm came down and smiled at y'all. And that's where we are, which is fucking wild. So we left off on that. We left off on a huge cliffhanger.
I think that's what the fans deserve. Is just ending on a huge cliffhanger.
5 months of dry content.
I mean,
after a
it
cliffhanger.
was just we just went on a season-long break, guys. Come on.
We needed a mental health break. That's only partially joking.
True.
I need a mental health reset.
So true.
But anyways,
Yeah, y'all ready
I
to
have a
start?
therapist now. Things are going great.
Things are great.
oh, I'm so jealous.
I'll be your therapist.
Apparently,
Cody.
provides that stuff for free, so
Yeah.
Shit.
yippee.
Did you just dox yourself?
No, because you're gonna remove that.
I am gonna censor that, but the rest of this is staying.
That's so funny.
Man,
Please leave that in and censor it. That's much funnier
Man,
than
I can't believe Greg's from.
That's correct. I'm gonna censor that too, even though it wasn't.
I was about to say, please also censor. I can't believe Craig's from beep.
I'm not censoring that one.
He's leaving my beeping. Can we get the Cody? Yeah.
No, I'm not
censor.
bringing that back. I'm not going back 2 episodes.
I forgot
to
that was a
collect
thing.
shit.
It never, like, we always said it was a thing. I'm pretty sure it's never been
It's
an actual
never been a
thing.
thing. I did not edit that in.
Yeah.
But we're nice. All right, we're gonna start now. So yes, just to kind of set the scene, you guys are down this hallway now with the lights on, trying to return to the presentation room that you had just left before you entered the power room, which you reset. And in front of you, a 6-foot-long giant, what appears to be a regular earthworm, drops down at the front of its face.
I'm sorry, appears to be a regular earthworm.
You don't have 6 feet earthworms in America?
You also live here.
Don't dox me, bro.
That's gonna be a very censored episode.
But the front.
I
of its
love
face...
fighting for the Imperium on Mars.
Don't dox yourself again, Greg.
You're right. I'll stop.
But the front of its face splits open, revealing human-like giant teeth in a wide grin. And before we get to what you all are doing, I need to know how the group is set up. This is a wide enough hallway that all of you can walk shoulder to shoulder. I don't know if you're in a line, horizontal or vertical, or just kind of spread about, but I need to know who would be in front, or if you're all walking shoulder to shoulder, who would be in the center. Any volunteers?
I would
I'm the side character, so
in my head, we're walking in a kind of reverse chevron.
Okay.
With these two forward, but then Arthur like in the middle, backward.
Okay. It makes sense that Arthur would be
I can
behind.
dig that.
Okay. So yeah, if Carrie and Moose are walking shoulder to shoulder, can both of you go ahead and make me a temperance check? And you do this, reminder, by rolling 2d6.
I was about to ask,
Yep.
so thank you.
2d6 and adding your temperance to it. Just a flat increase by your temperance number.
So we add up both the dice and our temperance?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay.
What'd you get, Cody?
I got a 13.
Holy shit.
I got 12.
Oh my god. Okay, so in a regular, skill check, again, this is powered by the Apocalypse, so when you roll, if it's 6 or less, it's a failure, 7 to 9, it's a mixed success, and 10 or more is just a straight-up success. I just wanted to know which of you would get the higher number, which Carrie won. So,
Yippee!
now that we have that information, what do you guys do? This worm is about 30 feet away from you, just kind of slithered off of the ceiling, dropped down, and looked at y'all, but it's very obviously not normal.
Does it look like it wants to eat us?
As of right now, it is basically motionless, just smiling at you.
So I get my first question is
Yes.
So this worm is earthworm, but 6 feet long, right?
Yeah, it's big.
No,
sorry, not
okay,
thin. It's like wide,
Okay,
too.
okay, yeah. So it's properly scaled.
It's scaled up. It's not just a really
Yeah.
long fucking thin worm. That wouldn't be intimidating. No.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that Moose would just slightly turn his head, still maintaining eye contact of some sort with the worm, and just kind of trying to speak to the doctor, being like, "Yo, doc,
actually,
any idea what we should be doing?"
hold on. Sorry to interrupt you there, my lovely good player Moose. But as you breathe in to speak to your good friend Dr. Geller, would you mind making me an instinct check?
I don't like that you said this.
So Moose lost the temperance check, which was for stealthiness, which means you're just the tiniest bit more noticeable than your good friend.
You said
Carrie
instinct?
here. Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be 14.
Holy fuck, you guys are rolling hot tonight. Oh my god. Okay, that is a straight up success. But that just means that you're not instantly incapacitated. As you breathe in to begin talking, you find that it's not air that you breathe in. You notice that the worm slightly turns its head so that it's looking at you, and when you breathe in water, as if your head has just been fully submerged in a tank, and you begin to choke. You are still on your feet, fully capable of doing everything else, but you can't breathe in. As you try to cough this water out of your lungs every time you breathe in, you're taking in a little bit more water. It's like someone just shoved your head in a lake. You are underwater, essentially. You can't see it around you. You can't notice it, but whenever you try to breathe, you begin to take in water, and you begin to... it also begins to spew from your mouth and nose, very noticeable to Arthur and Carrie.
All
The
right.
two of us aren't experiencing that.
Correct.
Right as it begins to happen, I have a sword, right?
You do have a sword.
Cut my head off. It's the only solution.
I want to just take my sword out and just take a swing at this worm, if possible.
Yeah, go ahead and make me an instinct check.
That's 2d6 still, right?
Yes. I'm not treating this like a regular attack. This will be a skill check.
That will be a 6.
So this will be a failure. As you run forward to attempt to slash at the worm, it just wriggles backwards, and worms move fucking weird, right? Like they spiral and they twist and they're unpredictable, and you just whiff in front of this thing. However, as you charge it, it turns its attention to you, and Moose, you suddenly find that you are able to breathe again. You're racking coughs as you spew this water from your mouth that seemingly came out of nowhere. Carrie, you begin to feel like you're starting to breathe in water whenever this thing turns its attention to you, and it is still staring directly at you with its eyeless face in a huge grin. Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and roll speed from here, if that's everyone's immediate reactions. Dr. Geller didn't really do anything. Do you have any actions that you would like to do before we get straight into combat?
I think upon seeing that now, so the watery lungs are no longer affecting Moose, but are now affecting Carrie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arthur will put a hand on his gun and wave a hand at the big worm, and kind of just holler at it, just like, "Hey, hey!" and just see if he can get its attention.
Yeah, you draw its attention, and instantly, as you draw a breath after your two shouts, you begin to feel like you're no longer breathing air as Carrie, this effect clears. And now, just again, those were instant kind of reactions. Sorry,
am I able to choke out any words as my mouth is
yeah, as long as you don't
water?
breathe too much harder. Yeah.
Yeah. I just as water is starting to spill out of his mouth and nose, and he's coughing. He's just like, "Let's get past it."
Question: can I do something really quick?
You may. Keep in mind you're kind of coughing up this water that came as a surprise to you, so it may be a little bit rougher, but you may do something.
Okay, so I'm still coughing up the water. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes.
It's
Could
not
I
actively.
Would
filling
I
you with water,
know
right?
Correct.
that the other people are now coughing up water and like kind of putting that information together, or have I kind of just been in my own space coughing up water?
You succeeded a really fucking solid instinct check, so I would say that you are still doing relatively okay. Like, it was super unpleasant when you breathed it in. Again, it was like you were drowning, but now that you're, like, kind of recovering, you are breathing in air normally again, now that its attention has shifted.
It's like it's evident that it has, like, switched from person to person, right?
Yes, it is very clear. You can physically see water spilling from these people's mouths and nose. Like, it is as if they were submerged underwater.
Is there something on the floor that I can pick up, like maybe a piece of office supplies, a rock of some sort?
Hell yeah, a
something
stapler.
that's throwable.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, stapler. I just want to pick it up and throw it past the worm.
Okay. This will be another instinct check. Yippee! I love instinct checks. Doesn't everyone love instinct checks? Just to give it a toss. The silence is deafening.
Very.
13.
God fucking damn, you guys are popping off. Yeah, that's a full success. The stapler, you're trying to throw it specifically past it, right? You're not like trying to hit it.
Nope.
The stapler flies past it and clatters to the ground, making a huge noise, and it does indeed turn immediately. But after seeing that there is nothing there, it turns its attention back to Geller, which was the last one to hold it. It would appear that it does not function strictly off of sound. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into an initiative order here. So we're going to roll for speed, which is a 1d6 plus your justice. Let me double check that.
I believe that's correct.
Pretty sure that's right.
I would just agree with whatever you say.
Yep.
I agree.
1d6 plus justice. Yep.
I got 2.
I do. I got a rock.
I got
I got
7.
Okay.
I got 4.
Holy oh my god, bro. Okay.
No, what was that fuck ass worm got?
It rolled a 5, so.
And just so people don't think that was a good roll, my justice is 2, so I only rolled a 2.
Holy shit. I mean, that's high-ass justice, though.
Imagine having justice. Couldn't be me.
Okay. Again, this is initiative order. Keep in mind, this doesn't have to be combat. This is just to kind of keep track of how actions are going. Feel free to fight if you want, or try to get past it, as Arthur previously said. Speaking of which, Arthur, you're up first. You are currently unable to breathe in, and your lungs are starting to hurt.
Is it an option to just, like, stop? I mean, obviously not indefinitely, but, like, just not try to breathe in for the duration of this?
Yes, I think that's kind of... I kind of assumed, because that's, like, your immediate reaction when you start to feel something go in your lungs, you know? Yes, if you hold your breath, this effect does not just fill your lungs with water. It seems to be only when you breathe.
Got it. Yeah, I think Arthur is just going to try and... He's just going to fucking run, basically. Straightforward, try to get past the worm.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you absolutely blast past it using a whole ass move action. As you run past this worm, it doesn't take up the whole hallway. It keeps its attention focused on you, like its head swivels and follows you, but it doesn't try to attack. It just watches you go by, and you still feel this horrible effect on you. Would you go ahead and make me an instinct check? We love instinct checks. Yippee. Just to see...
This is 2d6?
Yes, 2d6 plus instinct. Just to see
6.
kind of how you're doing.
Do we use Monopoly rules by chance?
No.
I did roll doubles.
Unfortunately not. Running and holding your breath is not the easiest thing to do, and Arthur is not exactly a young man. You do get a solid distance past this worm, however, you inadvertently try to take a breath from this fast burst of action, and you begin to cough up some water. Things are bad for Arthur right now. This is... You feel like you're drowning. Yeah. With that being said, it's the worm's turn.
Real quick,
yes.
Is it so? Am I beyond the point of being able to speak right now, or am I able to speak?
You are unable to speak because of this.
Okay.
Yes. That's great. That's great Foley work.
Thanks.
That's very good.
Let me break some wet lettuce into my microphone.
No, that's for
That's
when
a
you
good sound
fucking
effect.
get your bones broken.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is the worm's turn. The worm is just going to try to get some distance towards Arthur now that he's, like, kind of getting fucked up. It is not going to try to make an attack. It simply slithers, so it's about 10 feet away from you, Arthur. Carrie and Moose, the worm is now roughly 40 feet from you. It's still within a general distance that you can reach in one round. Moose, you are up next.
I'm typing a message to someone really quick.
Unbelievable.
During a time
so
like this, when our friend is
unprofessional,
choking,
bro.
what the F?
Can we get the producers on set?
You're just standing there. Like, who are you texting?
Look, guys, it's for my freelancing gigs, okay?
Since when did Moose get a camera? Since when has texting been a thing?
I have good news, Isaac. The producers are on set.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I guess they've been here since the very start, haven't they? Oh man, can we start adding a credits thing at the end? We like have like Mason as the executive producer.
Absolutely not. This is
The
an
lead
audio
writer, the director.
medium. This is an audio medium. I'm not reading that shit.
You guys,
No, we don't need to speak the credits. It's just a.
Yes, we
The
will.
credits
It's
will
an
just be
audio medium.
I mean,
Yeah, well, it's just for the people who watch. Could we like inscribe them onto like the episodes onto like tablets?
Yeah, and like bury
like
them
clay
in the
tablets.
desert
Yeah.
for the future.
Can we also have Carrier Pigeon take the...
Another episode
Line
of
by
Stars
line.
of the City has been unsurfaced under the Dead Sea.
Sadly, this is episode 5, and we're still looking for episode 4. Fuck, what am I doing?
What is?
You probably cut like a lot of that conversation.
Oh yeah. You guys just extended the
all.
time to record this episode by like 5 minutes. Congratulations.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
3.
verbally walk through my thoughts so I can hopefully convince myself what to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have this big-ass worm 45-ish feet away from me.
Mhm.
Moose likes to punch shit, but
true.
he does remember he was specifically told that shit down here is dangerous, and that punching shit is not always the first response you should take. The creature's whole thing is about looking at you and maintaining eye contact.
Character
It doesn't seem
development.
to be engaging with us. So Dr. Gellert has run past it safely, somewhat.
I mean, I don't know if I'd call what he's experiencing safe. Yeah.
As safe as a currently drowning victim can be. Gellert got past. So, I suppose, following along. I'm just gonna book it with Gellert. What did you say was the last thing that happened? Is like Gellert like toppled over a bit or something?
Yeah.
I would say he's definitely doubled over.
Yeah, he
Okay.
is like, well, he's almost to the point of being incapacitated. He is
Yeah,
like
he's red in the
fully
face,
fucking
wheezing.
breathing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm assuming I can probably get up to him, and if I have any sort of resemblance of an action left over, I just would like Moose to kind of like support him.
Yeah, fuck yeah, like arm around the shoulder
Comfort him as he dies.
Yeah.
as he drowns slowly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you book it past this worm, and it doesn't seem too bothered by you, actually. It is very much focused on Arthur here. Is that your full action, then? Support that shit?
Actually,
Mhm.
because I'm assuming Arthur's back is to the worm.
Probably so.
I
if
would like
it
to
ran past it.
sidestep to where my back is behind Arthur's, so I am blocking.
Oh, you're
the view
intercepting
between
it?
them.
I would like to say, I'm not interrupting the fact that this is happening. Arthur's a professional, and his back is not to the worm.
Oh, wow.
He would never
Okay,
ever
well,
turn his back to
still
one of these things.
intercepted.
Okay. Yeah, you step in front of Arthur, and the worm doesn't, like, move its head to try to get around you. But, Arthur, you feel a gasp of air enter your lungs, and Moose, you begin to feel the uncomfortable feeling that if you would breathe, you're gonna start drowning.
As they say in the motherland, suffocation, no
No
breathing.
breathing.
I thought the Motherland was the 80s.
It changed, it got updated.
It's the 2000s now.
Carrie.
Arthur definitely, he like kind of coughs and gasps and chokes air back into his lungs. It's just, my God, Moose, you're a genius. Hold your breath.
Just
And Moose
just
is
a
like,
thumbs up.
alright, Carrie. Your action.
all right. My goal is I want to try and step on the worm.
It likes just fucking stomp its tail as it's focused on people behind it.
Maybe like around the, I guess it's quote unquote neck.
It's
sense.
like raised up like a cobra, if that makes sense. Sorry,
okay.
I should have specified. I mean, you can stomp its body. I don't care. Or grab its neck.
I guess stomp like where like it would like it's right. It starts raising up.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You run up to this thing and go ahead and make me
Roll for stomping.
yeah, roll for stomping. This will not be an ability check. I'm gonna just have this be a whole ass attack. So go ahead and roll me a d6 plus instinct. And remember,
3.
in this game, attacks don't miss. What you roll for your attack is how much damage you're gonna deal. You also have 2 reactions per round that you can use to attack, defend, or evade in turn. And the more you attack something in one turn, the more reactions it has to burn until it is just taking free fucking attacks. So, pile on.
Damn. If attacks can't miss, then I guess I never miss, huh?
God fucking damn it.
What?
I guess you
It
never
says
miss. So anyway, what
I got a 3.
A 3. Yippee. This worm is currently focused completely behind it and doesn't react as you run up. It's not going to try to take a reaction. You fucking stomp on this thing and it kind of recoils a little bit. It doesn't seem to be caused like a ton of pain, but you did fucking annoy it at the very least. It turns its attention towards you. Moose, you clear up. Carrie, you have the funny lung. And yeah. And we're gonna.
Man, I hate it when I have to go to the doctors and he says, "Ooh, I'm sorry, Greg. You got the funny lungs."
It's called tuberculosis, bro.
It's my favorite dance move.
The funny lungs.
Yeah, it's like the stanky leg, but you have to do it from inside your chest.
And we'll return to the top of the order. Arthur, you are recovering. I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah.
you're not doing great after all that failed instinct
Oh,
check.
absolutely.
getting
I
fucked
mean,
up.
he wasn't doing great when he got out of bed this morning. Like he's not doing. He's definitely not now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's be honest here. Is Arthur Geller ever doing great?
Not really. Yeah, for
When he
sure.
gets his coffee.
Not aged well. Anyway, he's going to take his hunched, frail form and just try and stay as folded up behind Moose as he can. But he will kind of start. He's got like one hand on like Moose's shoulder, and he's kind of yelling past Moose. He's like, "Gary, get up here as fast as you can. Now you!" and kind of directs his voice toward the worm. "Will you let us pass?"
Interesting. Okay. Let's go ahead and have you make me a check. I'm gonna have you make a charm check.
Got it. That is an 8.
Okay, a mixed success. Okay, this is not what I expected. I didn't expect you to talk to it. Okay. Carrie, you are standing, holding your breath, basically as this thing is face to face with you, just like a couple feet away. Again, it didn't try to like attack you or anything. It's just staring at you, afflicting you with this horrific watery lung. As Arthur shouts at it, it turns around. It fully shifts its attention back, and Moose, you do feel the effects of this watery lung upon you again as Carrie is relieved from it. But it doesn't seem to register. It registers your voice, but it doesn't seem to understand speech.
Like a meaning?
Yeah, however, it does somewhat just tilt its head as if, again, it can hear these words. It's as if the meaning isn't reaching it.
Right.
Maybe it understands the language and it just can't quite get there. You know? Hard to explain. It feels as if it's something there, but it is not letting up the assault. Moose, you do not feel this effect being alleviated from you in any way. It seems to have just pulled its attention back. We're going to return to the worm's turn, and the worm is actually going to try its best to move away from Carrie. It is going to slither not exactly towards Arthur and Moose. It's going to move parallel to you guys, not trying to block your path, but just kind of squeezing up against the edge of the wall. And it is going to move as far from Carrie as it possibly can, while still keeping its sight fixed on the area of Moose and Arthur. And that is going to be its entire turn. Moose, you are up. Its effects are upon you.
Okay, I would just like to... Can I hold a movement action? Is that a thing in this game?
I have no fucking idea, but yeah, absolutely, you can hold a movement.
Sure.
You can do like a D&D reaction. What? Can you tell me like when you would want to move, or
Yes.
you can just like give me a heads
when
up.
Dr. Geller says we're going to start moving, and he starts moving, I would
That's
like to
when.
start moving.
Okay, absolutely. Is there anything else that you do at this turn?
Just hopefully keep holding my breath.
Okay. Its effects are upon you. Would you mind making me an instinct check? 2d6 plus instinct.
We love making instinct
We love
checks.
making instinct checks.
Damn, I have to do math every time I roll. Hate this game.
Bro, it's like +2. It's not that hard.
12.
God fucking and I don't think Moose has rolled below an
12 is
extreme
the lowest
success.
thing he's rolled.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're fine. You could hold your breath for hours, bro. Easy peasy.
Olympic swimmer.
All right, Carrie, back to you. This worm has essentially just ran away from you, but it is not focused back upon you.
All right, my goal right now is so like when we say random, so like in the hallway, Geller and Moose, is the worm in between them, pretty much, or is the worm in the opposite direction?
Not quite. So let's see if I can paint this picture for you. The worm is essentially parallel with Geller and Moose, but it's on like the other side of the hallway. It's keeping like a 20-foot distance between it and them, and about 45 feet ahead of you, where these two are. So they ran past the worm, and the worm kind of moved so it was even with them. So everyone is about 30-40-ish feet from you. Distance has no meaning.
Okay. Because my goal is I want to try and cut the worm's head off.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna run up and try to slash at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is maybe not the best time since we have had a 4-month break since we know how rules work. If you remember correctly, as I said, you can make a class action lawsuit, and attack a unit which has reactions that it can burn to defend, evade, or attack in turn. Abnormalities are a little bit different. It didn't matter a while ago when you said you were stomping on its body where it was touching the ground, but now I want to know, because abnormality health is divided into parts, and when parts of an abnormality break, there's a chance that certain effects may occur or stop certain attacks or abilities. So I want to know, when Carrie attacks the head, is he going for cutting off the head, or is he trying to attack the teeth of the worm?
Cut off the head.
Okay, fully cut off the head. Alright, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
So 1d6 plus instinct?
These abnormalities have such complicated
That
rules.
is a 4.
Alright, you bring your sword down on this thing's neck, and you don't cut it completely off, but at the end of the day, it is what appears to be simply earthworm flesh, and you cut a deep gash into this thing's head, and instantly it reels. Like, it fucking reels backwards and does a high-pitched, almost scream, although you don't see its mouth, like, open to do so. Purple, viscous liquid starts dripping out of this thing's now mostly attached head and off of your sword as it fucking reels and flops and squiggles around on the floor. It scrunches. It squelches. You hurt this thing bad.
And
Interesting. Its mouth doesn't open when it screams.
It does not. It continues to
So
smile.
it's got like gritted teeth essentially while it's smiling.
Yes.
so
Wild.
can I do like one quick thing? This is just me shouting something.
Oh, yeah. Talking is free action. Go, please.
Yeah.
Role play it up.
All I just want to do is, while this thing is just spraying liquid blood purple goo all over me, and I just want to yell at Moose and Geller and just say, "Help me cut this damn thing's head off!"
Arthur kind of sighs in a way that like he sounds very dissatisfied and displeased, but it's kind of it's like a sigh of like kind of defeated acceptance, and he just kind of pats Moose on the shoulder and just goes, "You heard the man."
I should also say, whenever this thing starts like writhing around on the floor, its focus is currently not on on anyone. Moose, you are relieved of
poggers.
the effects. So no one is currently
Okay.
being affected by Funny Lung, this new status effect we have named. We return to the top of the order. Arthur.
Okay, so Arthur's starting to get pretty curious, especially as a result of that scream and its mouth not moving. Can I make some kind of check to try and like investigate the nature of its mouth?
Yeah, oh, man, you are. This encounter is not going the way that I thought it would. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, this is awesome. This is sick. I want you guys to rip my goddamn game apart. This is awesome.
Arthur fights like the Scooby-Doo gang.
Fucking run from door to door and pop out another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull its mask off.
Okay. I will have you make a check. Let's see what I would have you roll. I think just insight. So, this was something that's very confusing coming from other games like D&D and Call of Cthulhu. In this game, insight is for environments and wisdom is for people. I'm going to have you investigate this environment, essentially, because this is not a people. This worm is not a people. So make me an insight check.
Yeah, it may have a detective talent. Okay. Yeah. Analyze an object or phenomenon information.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, makes sense. Got 8.
8. Okay. That is a partial success. So, abnormalities are fucking strange, and you are probably the most familiar in this group with that idea. And the rules can be incredibly difficult to figure out without excessive testing, which the
Right.
facility has probably done before, but you don't have access to that.
Yeah, it's usually something we would do in like a long time span.
Exactly, and probably
Not
cost
in
a
a matter
couple
of
lives.
moments. Yeah.
But just running this thing over, identifying the patterns that have happened, obviously it seems whoever its attention is on starts essentially drowning. It manifests water from nowhere. It responds to sound, it appears, although it also seems to be able to tell if something is, just a fucking distraction, essentially.
yeah.
Looking at its teeth specifically, it doesn't have any eyes. It's like a worm. Its teeth seem to be some sort of maybe a sensory organ, would be your best bet of some sort. Like, there's no other way to explain how it's tracking and identifying things.
Right.
So that is the
Right.
information you get.
All right.
I want to say that probably took a hot second. I'm not going to allow you to, like, make an attack, but
No, yeah, that's what I figured. Absolutely.
I will let you move a little more this turn if you want. Up to you.
I think Arthur will actually kind of interpose himself, like get closer to it,
Okay.
like right in front of it, just to get more familiar with it, get a better look. He's just trying to divest as much information as he can because he knows that these guys are the muscle here.
Yeah.
And since it's not currently fixed on anybody, he's not drowning, and either of the guys are drowning, then I think the kind of more investigative side of him sort of takes over. I think he has that kind of reckless, curious nature that kind of gets in the way of personal safety.
Curiosity killed
So he
the
immediately just
doctor.
kind of runs up closer to it. He's kind of squinting at it and just kind of announces to the other guys and looks over his shoulder to where Moose is behind him now and just goes, "It's mouth, its teeth, it has something to do with the way that it detects us. Maybe try and stay behind its head for now, but help Carrie lop that thing off, I suppose, if we must."
Hell yeah. We return to the worm's turn, and it is writhing around in pain, and again seems to like notice that you approached it, and of course, Carrie is still there. It doesn't focus its attention on anyone. However,
Oh no.
Would-
No, why did you have to say that word?
Stage 2 of the boss fight. Stage 2 of the boss fight.
would
No.
Carrie and Arthur both make instinct checks?
Fuck.
We love making
We
instinct
love, bro.
checks.
There are so many instinct checks, bro. You would not believe.
6.
Failure. Oh yeah, mark an XP. I forgot. If you fail, if
yeah.
you fail a check, I forgot you need XP. Who else failed? Was it?
I think
Oh,
it's
yeah, wait,
only.
no.
I think that's the first failure.
No, Carrie whiffed his very first
Yeah.
surprise attack
Oh,
on it in
yeah,
the hallway.
true.
Yeah, mark an XP, Cody. I forgot.
Also, I got 7.
Okay, so that is a partial success. I am going to describe what happens, and then Carrie, you will get an instant reaction at disadvantage. Arthur gets nothing. So, as the worm begins its turn, it is writhing around, again, not focused on anyone. It immediately starts to shoot up the wall towards a nearby vent. It completely shifts its focus and looks like it's trying to run away. Carrie, what is your instant reaction to this?
I want to grab it. I want to grab it and just try to hold it and pull it down.
All right,
yeah.
go ahead and... You're not going to believe this, but we're going to make an instinct check. And you're going to do it at disadvantage.
We love making instinct
So,
checks.
yeah, roll your 2d6 plus instinct, and then do it again and take the lower value of those 2 rolls.
So I rolled 10. I rolled 10. That's including the plus. Now I do another one.
Yep, do another one and take whichever is lower.
Fuck. So
It's been 4 months. It's okay.
I rolled a 5 and a 3, then plus 2. Then I rolled a 1.
And another one. You roll another 2d6 plus instinct.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
I
You
rolled-
just
so,
make this
so,
up twice.
so I rolled 10 and then. So fuck. Oh fuck. So. Damn it. So that's the lowest roll would be a 4.
All right, mark an XP, brother. Yeah, this worm shoots up, and as you try to grab it, your hands just slip off this thing's butt, the worm butt.
Did you add your instinct to that roll?
Yes, I rolled 2
So you
ones.
rolled like 2. Oh,
Oh,
I rolled a snake, guys.
that is rough. Yeah, this thing shoots up the wall, and you can't quite grab it. It is slippery, like mucusy, like an earthworm, and your hands slip off its ass, and it shoots into one of those vents that you guys saw that clear liquid dripping from earlier. And we're out of initiative.
Interesting. Is it fully gone already?
Yeah, you guys are out of initiative. It is gone. You don't
Can
even hear it.
we still hear it? And we don't even hear
No,
it anymore?
it is fast as fuck.
Wow.
it's fast as fuck, boy.
It is fast as
So,
fuck.
would it be safe to surmise that this is the thing we heard slithering around in the ceiling?
Yeah, absolutely,
earlier?
absolutely.
Gotcha.
It was very similar noises. This worm, it disappears into the vent system, and you are in a empty hallway. However, it's not as quiet as it was once upon a time, and you realize that air is once again moving through the vents. It seems like,
Oh shit! It's in the vents though.
yeah, it seems like turn.
That can't be good.
Among
Listen, I'm not
Us.
an HVAC technician, but that can't be good.
Got a lot of dust buildup. There's a worm in there.
Huge worm.
Yeah, what do you guys do? You guys are breathing normally again. Probably a little fucking torn up. You know how, like, even 20 minutes after you choke on water, it, like, still hurts?
Yeah.
Like, you guys didn't take damage, but it's unpleasant.
Yeah, I think Arthur actually goes and throws up a little bit in the corner,
It's water.
like up against the wall. That's a pretty common thing that happens when people are drowning.
Fair.
The fuck is going on down
Pukes a
here?
little bit. What did I tell you about the abnormalities? All right, what did Zoe
I'm gonna
say?
be honest. It feels like it's been 4 months since I heard whatever you said about them.
I told you they're dangerous, and we can't go in having any kind of predispositions or assumptions. It seemed that with this one in particular, those teeth, or its mouth or something to do with that, they were acting as some kind of sensory organ. It was using them to detect us. If we encounter it again, firstly, we should try and stay quiet. I think things really, went tits up when it got, when it hurt us initially. But God, I would love to get my hands on one of those teeth. I gotta say. If we
Okay,
go without killing
one
it, that would be
doctor.
ideal.
I don't think you understand what teeth are. 2, gross.
I'm a physician. I don't know what you want from me, okay? I'm here to... I have a curious nature. I'm trying to further science for the good of humanity and others.
I walk up, sheath my sword, and I just say, "Fuck the teeth. I want the whole head."
Oh boy. Well, like I said, I don't really think that killing it should be what we aim for here. You know?
I just kind of look at him. I'm saying, "Listen, that thing. I don't care what it is or what it does, but it's a threat, and it needs to be eliminated."
To be fair, if it bleeds, we could probably kill it, and it doesn't seem to want to be open to friendlier negotiations.
Well, I can't argue with that. Listen, I think we need to get into something here if we're going to go any further.
Get
And if we're
into
going-
the
if I'm-
vents and track it down, I agree.
Well, not only that. Well, first of all,
Wait, not only... I was joking, dog. What the hell?
So absolutely, but also.
well, I was just simply going to say, I don't suspect it's good for the newly activated system that there's an abnormality crawling around in the ventilation shafts. We saw that there was liquid pooling on the ceilings, already. I wonder, is there any of the fluid like on the ceilings or walls where we are now?
So here's the thing, something I should mention. The trail, like the translucent kind of sticky liquid that it seems to leave behind, just kind of worm mucus, is on the ground where it was, writhing around. It's up the wall and it's around the vent, kind of dripping around. But something that you guys notice is that the purple like blood, the liquids that was shooting out of it, it's just gone, as if it was never there at all.
Astonishing. That is something else.
Yeah.
Is it on your sword, Carrie? Let me see.
It is not.
I kind of roll my eyes, and I pull it. I'm like a little bit shocked to see it's
Clean
not there.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fully clean.
Fascinating. All right. Well, I think he'll stoop down and run his finger through the mucus on the floor and just kind of see what it feels like, or if it does anything to his skin.
I believe that we did this in a previous episode. I don't know.
did
It's
we?
been 4 months. I don't know.
I remember you doing something
It's
like this.
just kind of, if you guys remember, you guys found that like glass box of frosted glass with a big hole in it, and that's where a whole bunch of slime was
That's
coming out.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it is like mucusy. It doesn't seem to like hurt your skin or something. It's not like acid that it leaves behind. It's just kind of
Right.
slime, and it's fucking
You
icky.
taste it.
It's spicy.
Question.
Weird.
It's wormy.
It's wormy.
There was a couple of times where I was choking. The water. Did it taste salty, fresh, or something else?
It tasted like when you wake up at 3 a.m. and you really need a drink, and it's like the best thing you've ever tasted.
Ooh, take good water.
It was not like that. You were choking on it, but it was just regular water. It was not salt water.
Is the water still around?
The water
like, where we coughed
is
it up?
still around.
Okay.
It's in your lungs, it's in your lungs, it's in your lungs, it's in your lungs.
Take out your lungs. There's water in your lungs.
So very dramatically, while Arthur is standing up from that kind of stooping position with his back turned to the other two, he kind of adjusts his glasses and turns around and goes, "Listen, I think if we're going to responsibly go any further here, there's something we're going to need to get into. Conversationally. Not necessarily the vents, although I'd love to check that out if we get the opportunity. Listen, abnormalities. Not only... this is both of your first encounters with one of these creatures, right?
Oh no, I encounter earthworms all the time.
No, but like not earthworms, but like abnormalities.
You mean like rats?
No, like horrible, godless monstrosities like that.
Moose is like, bro, I go fishing every weekend. What do you... What?
I'm sorry, I'll stop the bit.
Listen, not only are these things forces of nature, or perhaps something otherwise, that are extremely difficult for us to understand, and even harder for us to eliminate, you need to understand that they used to be people. So Arthur, he takes his glasses off and kind of folds the arms and is holding them in one hand, just kind of waving them around as he speaks with a very dire tone. Once upon a time, before that thing became whatever it is, before it was exposed to whatever it was that changed its life for what remains of it, and before it was locked away in that glass tube, and before it broke out and made a nest in the ceilings above us, that thing was a person, like you and me. I have no scruples eliminating monsters, right? We've seen that. We've eliminated monsters already. And I'm proud that I was able to stand by both of your sides while you brought your sword down where it needed to go. I'm
Hashtag justice
confident
for
that we've-
Frederick.
Hashtag justice for Frederick. I'm confident that we've made the world a better place with those actions. I'm not confident that killing this thing will make the world a better place. It's in my nature to want to study it, come to terms, come to some kind of compromise that I wasn't able to come to in the past with my previous employers. The way that they do things, I don't agree with, and honestly, somewhere deep down, I think I never have. I've had enough of the way that people poke and prod with forces they don't understand, without even considering what we're doing to them in the process. I don't necessarily think that these things need to be saved. I don't necessarily think that they should be saved. I don't necessarily think that it's safe to try and save them, nor would I even call savior something that would even be possible to do to them. However, it's my personal mission to come to understand them, or as close to understanding them as I can. As far as I can tell, this thing, this person, has done us no wrong. It doesn't understand what's happening. It's just living and defending itself, using the tools that it has at his disposal, right? Just like anyone else would. So, I'd like to take it slow with these things. I'm not going to say we should stand idly by and allow one to put us in the ground if it comes down to it. I will mourn the times when the heads must be taken from the bodies, but understand that they will come. So, as long as we're willing to have some kind of compromise on that understanding, I would be quite grateful to both of you.
One, they're not people because you had to make a wisdom check and not an insight check. And two, you're definitely going to become one in the final act of the show. I'm calling it now.
And we're gonna slice your head off.
It's fucking Moose having absolutely no respect for the fourth wall whatsoever.
You said that in character, right? Yeah. How much?
Well, I didn't use
mental
my character
damage do you
voice,
take?
so...
How much sanity do you guys have? Because it's about to hit 0.
Wait, is sanity a thing in this game?
It is. It is.
Oh, mentality,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
mean?
mentality.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I got 4 light. That's a thing.
I need to know, just like, were you guys just kind of standing in the hallway, like regrouping at this point, or were you guys continuing to walk to the presentation?
I think we're just kind of standing here and
That's fair.
regrouping. I would.
That's
assume.
what-
Yeah, I think it's safer to stand still and talk than it is to walk and talk.
Fair.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
This is one of the few times I'd say that.
So yeah, Carrie and Moose, yeah, abnormalities were once upon a time people.
It's just like Attack on Titan.
Holy shit.
Start playing the fucking theme song
can't.
quietly in the background.
Nah, the show's over. It's more copyright to worry about.
True.
I think
That
that's how that works.
No, it is.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
In any case, what do you say?
Well,
Can we do things my way, or at least try to?
that's definitely quite the slice of cake you're trying to have us eat there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't mention to Zoe that I spoke with you about this. Just in our best interests. I don't think I trust him.
Oh yeah, no, you think we have love letters to each other or something?
I'm sorry, what?
That was a joke.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh.
I'm old. And I'm full of water.
My lungs hurt.
My lungs are full. I can't hear you.
I am a human. 70% of my body is water. I'm deciding if I should do this again in character voice or not. God, I hate that I had to make the
It's
joke a
over.
second time.
We just had to do some editing magic.
The moment has passed.
Anyway, no, I don't think you have to worry about us spilling any beans to old boss man up above. You know what they say, what happens in L Corp stays in L Corp.
And that's on God.
I just love
No capital.
I'm saying he doesn't pay us enough for this.
He never will. I hate to be the one to have to break that to you, Carrie. That's not the business we're in.
The business we're in is stealing ties, and then eventually we'll open up a tie store.
That's right. This man has the heart of an entrepreneur.
Can
No one's going to have a haberdashery like ours.
everyone make me an insight check real
The
quick?
fuck you.
Certainly.
Where did my D?
This was a really good conversation, but things are moving in the background that cannot be stopped. The flow of time marches ever onward.
Things are now in
He
motion
said,
that cannot be
instinct,
undone.
My least
Insight.
no
Insight.
insight.
5.
Oof. 4.
All right,
11.
both of you mark XP. Arthur, that is a full ass success. Carrie and Moose kind of still talking, listening, registering, coughing up water. Arthur, as your lungs kind of fully clear and recover, still a little sore, you think that you hear a noise from back behind you. And
fuck.
no, not close. This is not cause for immediate alarm. If you remember the layout, you guys were headed towards the presentation room when you guys
Right.
got ambushed. Behind you is the power switch, and then there was one hallway you guys didn't go down, also leading from the power room. This sound kind of echoes down the hallways, and it's a little harder to hear now that the air is once again moving through the facility with the power on and the hum of the lights overhead, but it is indescribable. To us, Arthur wouldn't know what the sound was, but to us, it would be like a whale sound.
Hate that.
Like
Hate
a
that
really
bad.
far away, like whale echoey kind of high-pitched cry.
Right.
And it is like just barely perceptible. It sounds like it again echoed down these hallways like it was a long distance away.
Do you hear that keening?
A single tear rolls down Moose's cheek as he remembers the whales.
You don't want to remember the whales in this universe.
What happened to the whales?
When they eat people, they turn them into mermaids.
Yo, hot mermaids or gross mermaids?
No, like nightmarish fish people mermaids.
Just for all the just on the record, I would like to say mainly for the sake of our listeners out there, my biggest fear is whales. So this is very unsettling.
I'm so sorry. I actually
It's
forgot
okay.
about that. I'm so
Listen, as long
sorry.
as you're not hitting me with actual whale sounds, I'm gonna be okay. Those will make me weep, and if
don't-
you put them in the
don't listen
episode,
back
just
to the recording.
I was about to say, just tell me, and so I'll know not to listen to it.
Yeah, don't listen back to the recording.
Dope. Dope. Got it.
I can't wait for us to record for another 4 months, and, and then Isaac
You'll
be like,
find
"Oh, I
nothing
should
there."
re-listen to the last episode, so I'm all caught up."
I just vomit. Just start vomiting.
But as Arthur draws your guys' attention to this carrion moose, you can indeed hear the tail end of this cry as it kind of comes to a halt. And then it is silent once more.
Should we go investigate, or do you want to head back to the presentation chamber?
Quick question from Greg. What are we doing here again?
Looking for anything of interest and then getting out alive.
And is there anything in interest of the presentation room? I know we were already there before.
That was without the power being on, so you don't actually know what was on the presentation computer or
Okay,
anything.
so we want to go back and check out the presentation computer.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
I think maybe we should. I'm thinking maybe we go to the presentation room first.
I agree with this. I think one anomalous thingy for now is fine with me.
Yeah, and also it feels pretty unlikely that the presentation is going to end our lives short. So maybe we can check that out. You know, just kind of order of operations that feels like it's more likely that we'll interact with both that way. So
You're not defending the stance very well, Doctor. Let's just start moving.
I don't really do defending.
Yeah, you guys head on down this hallway, and probably a little bit more cautiously now, I would assume. Just to invoke paranoia in you guys, what are you guys walking like? What's everyone's position?
Oh, I thought you were about to ask us to roll that freaking instinct check.
We love instinct
We
checks.
love.
Is it kind of the same thing, like carrying Moose out in front and then...
Per se, probably so.
Go,
Yeah.
Okay, just double checking to invoke paranoia and for future use. You guys return to the presentation.
I thought you were asking us to
room
describe how we're
unscathed.
walking, like our actual. Like...
Very carefully.
Well, I was envisioning like kind of like Solid Snake.
You guys make it back to the presentation room without further incident. And as you enter this room, again with the power on, things are very different in here. First of all, it's like nice and bright around this huge table with lots of chairs, and second, a projector is shining is projecting. Who would have fucking thought onto the large screen at the front?
Is
of the
anything
room.
already playing, or is it
Yes.
just like blank? Oh.
There is a PowerPoint presentation. I guess PowerPoint is canon in the city now.
Microsoft Office.
It is Microsoft Office PowerPoint 2016.
What year?
Yeah,
2016.
fuck yeah. Yeah, that's canon now.
Is it doing an auto
currently...
slideshow, or is it waiting for input?
It is not. It is waiting.
You can tell that whoever made it was like really didn't have a lot of experience with it and got way too excited. They used like the custom animation like just they selected the whole thing and just made it like squiggle around on the screen a bunch.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's exactly what I was about to describe.
No.
Yeah, it is like it's one of the default like dark themes, and then on the title slide you can see like a spinning block of text, and it has two sections. The top section in all caps and big bold like Comic Sans. Fuck you. In big bold Comic Sans, the spinning title, new suppression team hire training presentation. And below that, in smaller text, it says, "Welcome to the team, Carter." And that's currently where
Wait, they
we're
had a
at.
whole ass presentation for a whole ass presentation room for one person?
I mean, the presentation room probably wasn't made for one person.
I know,
This
but they're
presentation was.
utilizing it for one person. They could have done this shit in an office.
No, actually, here, slight amendment to that. It says, "Welcome to the team, Carter," and then afterwards, there's like a couple of spaces and then an exclamation point. So this is like, this is very clearly a template that they just changed the name on for every new hire. Okay, yeah, you guys are now in this room. Again, the title slide is just kind of sitting there. Eventually, like, the spinning animation ends, so the text is just still. It also took you guys, like, 5 minutes to get to this room because
So it was
the
spinning
fight...
for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was really going.
A 7th grader made this presentation.
L-Corp is not very impressive. But yes, it appears to be waiting for an input from the computer that is towards the front.
Yeah, I
want to
go over to that computer and start clicking through the presentation for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
Oh, before I click on anything, Arthur will just gonna he's gonna clear his throat. Would you like to take a seat, boys? I mean, I just feel like, to respect the author.
While I would agree with you, I think I'd rather want to be ready if something else came into the room.
You know what? I can't actually argue with that. Fair enough. Carrie?
I stayed.
Attaboy.
As I slightly lean back, arms crossed.
Pulls out a toothpick out of nowhere, starts chewing on it.
The only reason why I even said that is because I totally immediately, my first reaction was, I'm gonna sit down on one of the chairs and watch presentation. I was like, oh wait, no, I shouldn't, because then I'm at a disadvantage if anything comes in to attack us. I should always be ready.
Well, here we go.
Yeah,
Let's see what they had in store for old Carter.
You walk up and you click, and the screen changes as PowerPoints do. The first slide is like a big welcome. It's like, hello and welcome to L-Corp. Welcome to the suppression team. As a new hire, your responsibilities will include assisting in fighting abnormalities that breach containment or other employees should they suffer any mental distress. And it's like got big rainbow Comic Sans, and like the title says hello, welcome, and then there's like 4 exclamation points.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume that you keep clicking every time I give you the
Like
information.
abnormalities is like bolded, and so is mental distress.
And they're in like green and blue, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Um,
just continue going through
yeah.
it.
As you click through, you get some more general information. As a new member of the suppression team, you will be walked through the facility by a variety of veteran suppression team members and introduced to many of the facility staff. You will eventually be issued your own ego gear, which will assist you in fighting abnormalities and significantly increase your chances of survival in the in the event of a breach. And as you're clicking through, it gives them the next section seems to be a rundown on the other things in the facility. Yippee, good information to have. Your duties will not include interacting with abnormalities as the research staff do. Instead, you will be tasked with patrolling the facility. You are under no circumstances allowed to go into the following rooms. And it lists a couple of rooms around the facility. Many they have like floors after them. So you kind of know the general layout.
There is a 100% chance that Arthur is taking note of all of the rooms that it says to never enter.
Absolutely. Again, they're just kind of numbered. Some important ones. One that is specifically bolded on the first floor, or I guess it's upper floor. Yeah, floors are going to be listed in a downward way, I
Yeah, 'cause
guess.
it's getting deeper.
Yeah, because it's getting deeper. That's weird to think about. So anyway, you guys are on first floor essentially.
Yeah.
As you can tell from the like presentation, it seems that this facility only has 3 levels. It is a relay facility, so it is smaller than most L Corp facilities. But it does specifically say never to go onto the 3rd floor under any cost.
Oh, just the entire floor.
Yeah, like Carter, this new hire, is not permitted, and it talks a little about like future job opportunities and employment. There's a couple of general rooms on the 2nd floor, a lot of letters and numbers. But the 1st floor only has 1 room where this new hire, Carter, was not supposed to go. And it lists, nearby the counseling office, there is a currently unknown abnormality item. It is currently labeled as Containment O09573. Never enter this room unless permitted by upper management. And then after that, it says, please feel free to roam the rest of the facility as you please, but be prepared to report to any given location when heard over the intercom. This includes areas where you are not permitted, as intercom commands will come directly from upper management. And then the next slide is another like.
Oh, so they're saying like if upper management says go to this
Yeah.
room you're not allowed to go to, then you have to suck it up and go there.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that.
And then the next slide is like another like intermittent like title, right? It's like a new section, and it says what you will be facing down, and it like does a spin again. It starts spinning a little bit.
I love the juxtaposition of the cute juvenile fucking slideshow.
It's like a little bit too fast to read comfortably. It kind of sucks.
It also has that like really weird smiley face guy with the 2 thumbs up. You know the one.
Yeah, I do know the one.
It's rotating separately because they didn't like paste it in the text box. It's just a separate like photo. The presentation takes a quick drink
Does it now?
after doing a lot.
Oh shit! The worm is watching the presentation.
The worm is Carter. The worm is Carter.
And then the next slide reads once again like a whole ass paragraph of text. It's very poorly formatted. It reads, abnormalities in this facility are relatively low maintenance. However, in the case of a breach, these are the main enemies that you will be facing down on the upper floors. And as you click to the next slide, you see an image of that opaque glass box with a worm-like shape on the inside. Wow, yippee.
It's our guy.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what this is supposed to mean.
And it lists, it has three big titles, and then a lot of information. Again, very poorly formatted. It's like text size 3 to fit it all on the screen. It's bad. This is gonna be a paragraph to read, so bear with me, fellas.
Sure.
You don't have to write it all down either. It reads, abnormality F02-1260. Name, drowning worm. Classification, Tet. The drowning worm appears as a regular black earthworm, albeit engorged to a massive size, approaching 7 feet long. It is, however, quite easily able to slip into smaller spaces, compressing its body and excreting lubricant similar to a real worm, allowing it to crawl through spaces such as vents, which have been removed from its containment area as of Incident 1426. It has no outstanding features while moving or inactive. And you guys recall that in its containment facility, there was in fact a vent torn open. That vent was like forced open. There wasn't a grate there. It shows little to no aggression towards personnel unless threatened, and is a scavenger, instead preferring to feed on corpses. When seeking food, if no corpses are readily available, it will attempt to seek out the nearest living being. Upon selecting its target, its skin splits on its head, revealing a massive set of human-like teeth shaped like a grin. While being smiled at, if the target breathes, their lungs quickly fill with water, drowning them. This will quickly kill the target, allowing the worm to feed. It is unknown how the worm causes this phenomenon, but it relies on the target breathing and will not affect those holding their breath. Unfortunately, this leaves the target with a distressing choice: breathe and drown, or hold their breath and suffocate. While the water manifesting ability seems to have an infinite range, the worm must be within sight of the target. Not only that, but the worm is blind, only able to navigate with vibrations in the ground or movements in the air sensed through sensory organs in its teeth, meaning it can't detect targets from a large distance. And that is all the info that you have on this one. I can put this in the chat as well.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That is fascinating and really excellent to know. So as long as we stay still and stay quiet if we encounter the drowning worm again, it shouldn't be an issue.
It's going into resources. And
Awesome.
yeah, that would be great info to know before you encountered it, huh? Crazy. And as you click to the next page, you see a second one. And this one is labeled as abnormality O02-1104. Name, visitor in the mist. Classification, Tet. And once again,
Oh, that's the classification. That's like the classification, right?
yeah, both of these are Tet. This is like just up from Zion. So
Gotcha.
Zion abnormalities are basically like, who fucking cares, right? Like, they're weird, they can be dangerous, but at the end they're really easy to contain. Tet is the first classification where it's like, yeah, these things might kill you, just like straight up.
Gotcha.
You have to watch yourself around them.
And then what's after that?
That next is Hay. Hay is the third one. It's kind of the middle. It's a bit more dangerous. For context, in the actual games, it says that Hay abnormalities require more than double the work and attention that Tet abnormalities do.
Yeah.
And then after Hay is Vav, and then Aleph. And Zoe basically said, again, if you encounter Hay or Aleph abnormalities, like, you're fucked. You're gonna just instantly die. But yes, this one is Visitor in the Mist, classification Tet. The visitor takes the shape of a strange animal, similar to a deer with a human head, albeit lacking all features except eyes, which it has an extra pair of. Its eyes are facing forwards like a predator's and glow a bright blue. Twisting antlers spiral out of its head in the form of double helixes. It constantly expels a thick blue mist from its fur, like a dress trailing behind it. Those under the effects of the mist, and as you are reaching this, would everyone please just go ahead and make me an insight check?
Stop it. No.
I was gonna say we encountered this in the hallway earlier, didn't we?
Yes. What kind of check is this?
Insight.
Machi. That's a 13.
God damn,
I got
you
a
guys are rolling
6.
hot. You got an XP.
I got 7.
You did not get an XP. That's a mixed success.
Oh, one more and I'm level 3.
Carrie, you are somewhat focused. I guess I should start with Moose. Moose, yeah, you're reading along. You're a little bit of a slow reader, I'm sure.
I mean, the spinningness makes it hard.
Yeah, the whole paragraph is spinning this whole time.
And it's even worse because
That's
half
fucking
the
fun.
paragraph
And the
spins in one
3-point
direction,
font.
the other half spins in the other direction.
What's it? I also never forget, like last episode, we canonically made Moose is actually really, sorry, Carrie's actually really intelligent. Forgot about that.
And then also it's like red text on like a white background.
Yellow on
bright
pink
yellow.
background.
Oh no!
That's
Dr.
awesome.
Geller, can you just edit the presentation already? I'm getting a migraine.
Yeah, no problem.
It's
think- I
it's
think-
locked in presentation mode.
Arthur
It's
has.
view. It's
like
view only.
I like to think that Arthur has made a fucking lot of presentations over the years where he used to work, and so I think he just like using like shortcuts and just like all of his personal experience with Microsoft Office 2016. I think he fully blasts this presentation into like a perfect viewing
Into
experience
being
in
good.
like 30 seconds. It's like
Let's
so
go.
professional. It's like
Make a Microsoft check. No, don't do that. But yeah, as you guys are in the middle of reading this, Moose, you're pretty locked in. Carrie, you start to like notice a little bit of a haze in the air. Arthur, you can see because you're up at the computer at the front of the room. From the hallway you guys originally walked from, coming from the emergency room, there is a very slight light blue mist beginning to filter in through the hallway. Do you guys continue to stay and read?
fellas, it looks like we've got a visitor once again. I think
Visitor in the
even
mist.
yeah, thank you. I think Arthur, even while explaining that, is going to do his best to read at least this slide. And is this like a desktop? Is it like a laptop? What's the situation?
It is a desktop. It is a
Fuck,
whole
I
ass
can't bring it
desktop.
with us.
Everything is desktops in the city.
Gotcha.
Um,
There is absolutely no fucking way that Arthur is not going to greed for more information.
Yeah,
Fair.
ever since the laptop man stole all the laptops in the city.
There was a weird abnormality. I don't know what was up with him. Yeah. Do you two stay in this room then, Moose and Carrie, or are you abandoning the doctor?
I mean, we can't have
Arthur kind of sets his feet at like shoulder width and braces himself. He's like, "Go if you want, but I'm reading the rest of this. I'll follow after you."
I kind of just look at Moose, just do a little shrug.
We can't leave him behind.
Man.
And then I just roll my eyes. Yeah, we just walk back, I guess.
This could change everything. Okay, every piece of information is worth its weight in gold.
Just sliding on a couple of brass knuckles.
This'll,
Just watch the mist. Make sure it doesn't get too close.
Wait, is there a door? Can I like just close the door?
There's not a door. This is just a straight up open hallway.
Of course they did that.
Of course they did that. Yeah, alright. This will be a fun little race as you continue to read. And I'm gonna read at the same speed, but just imagine you reading fast.
Yeah, he's a speed reader
Yeah.
for sure.
It constantly expels a thick blue mist from its fur, like a dress trailing behind it. Those under the effects of the mist cannot physically interact with the visitor. Interestingly, the visitor hates the sight of corpses and has been reported on multiple occasions to wrap bodies in its mist and completely make them disappear. It is unknown if it consumes them or if they are simply transported somewhere else. This leaves only their clothing and equipment behind. Yeah. For ease of containment. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's interesting that the two abnormalities we've heard about so far are literally polarly juxtaposed to each other in the way that they operate. Like, seems like a huge oversight to keep them in the same facility.
I did that on purpose.
Like, hey guys, where do you want to keep the corpse guy? Probably next to the guy that hates corpses. Sorry, continue.
For ease of containment of the visitor in the mist, gas masks are kept at various stations around the floor. While these will
good.
allow employees to interact with the visitor will attack those that it deems a threat and is quite dangerous. When threatened, it will expel a massive amount of mist, completely obscuring the vision around and seemingly teleporting staff around the floor randomly. as if they simply became lost. It seems that this defense mechanism is permeable through the skin rather than the passive mist it expels, rendering gas masks useless to this effect. Gas masks became a necessity after Incident 1104-13C, in which case the visitor breached containment. Employees armed with Zion and Tet class ego gear were dispatched to contain the abnormality, but after wounding the visitor and triggering the displacing mist, employee redacted, SCP moment, was displaced into the containment of abnormality F061212, even though it was more than 2 floors down, triggering a second breach of Hay and Vav class abnormalities.
Oh god!
Redacted was later found in multiple pieces across 3 different floors.
So
Yo.
the brass knuckles are in the pocket.
And with that, from the hallway that you guys just came down, is a strange, deer-like creature with a human head, an extra set of eyes, glowing bright blue, and 2 antlers spiraling out of its head in the form of double helixes.
Yeah, this episode's sponsored by Microsoft Office
It
2016.
is not.